No matter their age, nutritional need, breed,
Did I do it yet? Right? That's quite a headline, isn't it? Can you believe it? I wonder how the political party members will feel about it. I bet you $1 the cheap whores won't have anything to fucking say about it. Traitorous rat bastards. You like my articulation? Let it circulate, register to the brain. I took 40 years of your shit. I'm not taking anymore. They've been acting kind of strange towards me the last 75 days, haven't they? That's what happens when you take a fucking man's son. Then you sit silent like fucking dogs, thinking you're fucking superior. Mother superior is a fucking child trafficker, you fucking whores. You ever got to hear that in the news? No. Because you're such Christian people, aren't you? You're only as good as your fucking mask. Everybody's wearing a mask these days. Faking dumb, playing dumb. I must be a stupid fucktard. If I'm a stupid fucktard, imagine what the rest of you are. I must be masking my intelligence. That must be an intelligent thing to fucking do. Mask it. And then take it to fucking market. Why the fuck would I trust any one of you goddamn sons of whores? I'll start talking that way because authority figures seem to think I'm a pimp. So if I'm a pimp, then you're fucking whores and tricks. Turned out. And by the way, what is the difference between a trick and a hoe? A hoe is performing services for a trick, and once that's been done, the trick's been turned out and is now converted into being a fucking hoe bag. So there's really no difference between tricks and hoes. If you're a trick, you're a fucking hoe. So you're either pimps or hoes. And if you don't have a response, then you're a turned out trick and a hoe. And we have to thank Monica Cruz for the inspirations and aspirations. Thank you, Monica. Thank you for calling me a pimp. Surely do appreciate it. It was kind of like the final bit of inspiration that I needed. Truly, society consists of pimps and whores. If you don't have a response, you're a fucking whore. It is that simple. Who wants to compete with me? Isn't that amazing, John? Welcome to hypnotherapy, and I'm your hypnotist, alchemist, scientist, statistician, statesman, mathematician, spokesperson. Did you know my little hobby store generated $5,000 last month? That's more money than I'd make in any union job. I watched my equity in my little hobby store grow from $1,000 to $20,000 in the last 6 months. What kind of inflation is that? It's amazing, isn't it? And I'm about to buy another piece of equity to go with my equity. And it's amazing. I already have the largest Xbox collection in my county. And now I'm about to have the largest Wii collection in my county. And by those two forces combined, I'll have the largest gaming collection in the fucking county. More selection and choice than any of the other gaming stores in the fucking county. And people are coming to me from 300 miles away. Because I'm a stupid fucktard. And my little Hobby Lobby floor there is generating on average about $1,200, $1,500 per week. And that's not going to slow down. It can't. It's the same people coming back over and over again. So they're not even customers anymore. If somebody comes back 3 times, they're a fucking client. I have lots of goddamn clientele. Yesterday, we watched the congressional hearing of Anthony Fauci. That was rather interesting. And I was reminded during that hearing that Anthony Fauci stepped down and retired after COVID started. Remember that, right? Went into hiding, right? Moral accountability. Oh, hello, right? Was trying to dodge a bullet, right? Amazing. So you got to think about this for a second. Trump's a convicted felon. Biden's being impeached. And Fauci's on trial. What an amazing time to be alive. See how fucking hysterical that shit is? The chief medical advisor of this country is being grilled by Congress for mishandling COVID. And the chief medical advisor is deciding medical policy for the planet. Right? The planet. Gotta think big. Or go home. Ask Trump all about it. Think big or go home. Don't even bother leaving your house if you can't think bigly. Amazing. At this moment in time, the only faith you can have is in yourself. You can't have it in party members. Did you hear what I said? And isn't that a shame that most people don't have faith in themselves to do a fucking thing? They tried to kill me, and you watched it happen. And they couldn't kill me. They couldn't break me. They couldn't nothing me. They couldn't say I was nothing. They couldn't nothing me. They didn't have a response for me. That's a response. And every time they try to kill me, I come back stronger. Isn't that amazing? That's a mental state. Oh, they tried to kill me. Didn't work. This society of ours is like a stacked deck of cards, a house of cards. And the whole thing's coming down. And I do mean the whole thing. They stole my child. They stole my son. And the world sits silent to it, watched it happen, said nothing, did nothing. This is unforgivable. You can't forgive it. You can't forget it either. Just forget about it. That's what they want me to do. Forget about the theft of my fucking son. Get on with your life. Oh, they really care. If you think it's madness what they've done to me, it's madness being in my chair watching everybody react silently. That's madness. React silently, contribute nothing, say nothing, do nothing, act like I said nothing. That's shocking. And then sit there and say, I'm the fucking problem. Mind blowing. About to blow a fucking circuit or a goddamn fuse. Do I sound confused? Do I sound fucking stupid to you? How come everybody sounds the goddamn same? Waiting on Tomorrowland. Meanwhile, my son suffers today, yesterday, and because of your fucking silence, tomorrow too. But they love me, don't they, John? They give a shit about my opinion, don't they? They respect it and fucking value it, don't they? How many lies are you going to tell me before you admit that you're a fucking liar? See? I didn't tell you no lies. You only lied to yourselves. It's amazing. I'm in this chair because I have no fucking choice. A lot of people do this shit because they want to be in the public limelight. Me, on the other hand, I fucking hate the public. I'm not afraid of you. Fucking hate you. I tear you down one-on-one every time. I win every time one-on-one. One-on-one, they lose their shit every fucking time. Without fail. Master of monkeys, Mom. Mind over matter, Mother. Yeah, Enlil is wrong. It's not the mouthpiece that's the most powerful thing in the universe. It's the human brain attached to the mouthpiece. Mouthpiece is no good without a functioning brain. Most brains fail to function. Bring on the rain. Bring on the fucking pain. You will suffer silently. You stole my son. You changed the COVID. You changed the vaccine regulations because of COVID. You manipulated the Constitution through this fear. You bypassed the Constitution and my fucking rights to say no for my goddamn son. You violated international law. You violated Draco's mother's law. You violated 3 people's fucking rights to accuse me of fucking being a pimp. So if you don't have a response, you're a turn trick and a fucking whore. I don't give a shit about your fucking degrees. You'll sit silent because I told you to. The silent are the fucking guilty. No mercy. There was no mercy for my son. None. People couldn't be bothered. I opened the can of worms that you can't put back in the fucking can. And I exposed your maggot ass to your maggot self and how you're rotten at your core. Hardcore. Your core programming is fucking shit. And I did it for free, and their level of intelligence makes them want to compete with me because they're frying fucking monkeys. Frying goddamn monkeys. Fucking baboons with opposable thumbs. Live, die by the thumb. Rome never died, you guys. Hey? Rome never died, said Matthew Jerome. Rome never died. When in Rome, go Roman. And that's what their fucking brains are doing right now. Roaming. Lost service. Lost signal. Can't communicate. There's a failure in communication. Something wrong with the signal. Right? The brain went roaming. Whoops. You know, children, sometimes you spill a coffee and shit happens. I just knocked my coffee over. Whoops. Yeah. Go to my wall, right? Open another window, go to my wall and look at last night's little. I did a commentary like 10 minutes, 20 minutes last night. before I went to bed, right? I just want you to see the picture, right? And you don't just look at the picture of yesterday's commentary. It shows you a picture of the Queen of England, Crowley, Trump, Biden. That's enough to damage a motherfucker, you know what I mean? Kabang! Just like this, bullet in the chamber and it's fucking boom! Pew! That's a bullet. That's a bullet in the chamber. That's not a good find, John. I made the goddamn image. You know what I mean? That's not a find. I didn't fucking find that shit. Goddamn put it together. I'm its creator. I'm its daddy. I didn't find that shit. I made that shit. You know what I mean? No. You don't even want to know what's in my computer. You know what I mean? I got like 50,000. I can make a documentary about anything. You better believe that shit. It occurred to me because of a Crowley quote. Crowley said, we would be distracted by names and we wouldn't pay attention to faces. This guy's on to it. I'm too cop 420 high. You're on to the Epstein thing too. Kudos on you. How about Napoleon and Justina Trudeau? You onto that one too? Their faces line up too. It's pretty fucking wild. Do these motherfuckers ever die or what? Well, this is the church for that kind of shit, you know? Kind of the establishment of that kind of church, you know? One of its godfathers. Little tiny me. And my friend Sparky Lee. Sparky! Can't forget about Susie Cream Cheese either. God forbid I plagiarize someone. I gotta give them lots of credit. Holy fucktard shit. So Crowley said we would be distracted by names and we wouldn't pay attention to faces. Thought it was an interesting quote and it traumatized me for life. And I give you my Crowley Trump Queen of England collage, and it's enough to drive anyone into an insane asylum. How you doing? Did you know the Queen of England is actually Albert Pike, or Albert Pike is the Queen of England? Did you know that? Wild conspiracy, huh? I can't remember the soldier's name that said this during an interview. I think it was Max Spears. Not sure. But he made a mention of the Queen being 5,000 years old, and I thought that was something worth noting. So every, they have to stage their deaths. They shed the character, they shed the persona, they shed the name, and they established new character and new persona. Isn't that amazing? Shakespeare said that a man has many names in one lifetime. And an act or a stage is 7 years. So for 7 years, they off themselves, stage their deaths. Isn't that cool? I'll give you a run of names and you'll see the face and you'll shit yourself. So Elton John, Elvis. Look at Elton John right next to Elvis. Dye the hair, you got John Candy. Dye it blonde, you got John Candy. Paint it orange and dye his hair strawberry, you got Trump. Hey, Trump, Elvis, Elton John, John Candy. Freaky, isn't it? They got the same fucking face. I say the name, you see the fucking face. You know, because you're so distracted by names, you're not paying attention to faces. So I'll say a bunch of names and you'll see the face. That'll trigger you. Look at Jackie Kennedy. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Look at Michael Jackson. Why they got the same fucking face? It's a face off, motherfucker. Hey, and Elizabeth Barrett. Why do you look like Nancy Pelosi with a bun? You know what the fuck? Do these people ever fucking die? Marilyn Monroe? That's Nancy Pelosi too, holy shit. And then yesterday we realized the likeness comparisons of Nicolas Cage and Marilyn Monroe. Isn't that wild? Right? Look at Nicolas Cage next to Marilyn Monroe. Holy fucking shit. Huh? Look at Robin Williams next to Bono. Wow. And Melinda Gates, because they love to cross dress, you know? Dudes love looking like ladies. Ladies like looking like dudes. Dude looking like a lady. Lady looking like a dude. What the fuck? Odd world. Odd law. Waldo. Where's Waldo? Hey, you're looking for Waldo. And Waldo backwards, odd law. You're looking for Waldo. And Waldo's not home right now. I'm his messenger service. I'll take messages for Waldo, and Waldo will get back to you when Waldo wants to. John, my Nana's laughing right now. My Nana's laughing her ass off. I'm reminded of George Bush. There's an angel in the whirlwind. Stirred up some shit right now. And no one wants to talk about it. Shh. They like hailing Saturn when I'm around, telling me to fuck myself and fuck off and drop dead and go to hell, and I laugh about it and I tell them they're in hell already and they get confused about it. Amazing times we're in. I'm also reminded of David Icke's statement to me about confusing people. He said, that's all you do all day long, confuse people. I said, David, they're already in a state of confusion. I didn't really change anything. You notice how I steered away from polarities in that statement because I'm a scientist and an alchemist. When I walk into a building, I strip the fucking room of its oxygen so no one can start a fucking fire with me. Isn't that wild? Did you know that when you speak, you cause a wave conjugation to occur? And the vectoring point or the crossing point is between your fucking voice and the goddamn listener's ear? And their reactions are a result of your wording? How you feeling? Frosty? Chili? Brrr. It's just a guess. So, did you know that the Disney Corporation is the entertainment division of the Vatican? Did you know that? And they operate tax exempt, like the church does, you know? Church doesn't pay taxes, Disney doesn't pay taxes. Isn't that amazing? Disney's a front for the Vatican. Don't learn about that in school, do you? No, you do not. Goddamn crazy. motherfucker! Go get some, motherfucker! Get him! Get him! Sweat me, baby, sweat me! Dissipation is expected. How you guys doing? Thank you, Grace, for the production assistance. I surely do appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the music videos, you guys. Fucking things I was saying years ago are still fucking relevant today. All you have is today. You got today. Oh, look at today backwards. You got got it? Today. Today, dude, yeah, fucking wait. No! Dude. Got it? You got it? Yeah. You? You me? Got it good or what? Don't you fucking recognize the rebellion when you see one? I'm talking to the goddamn children. Hello? Can you hear me? Right? Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you comprehend the words coming out of my mouth? Does the arrangement disturb you? Does the arrangement confuse you? You don't like my arraignment? You don't like my garment? You don't like my clothing? Does my appearance disturb the shit out of you? Think I'm a dumb nigger? Self-application is key to getting out of hell, you see. If it doesn't bother you, then it doesn't bother me. Funny goddamn shit, isn't it? How can you be on something when you're in something? No one's got an answer for that one, do they? They think they're on the world. How can you be on the world when you're in the fucking world? Never made any sense to me. Boy, some people bugging right now, right, John? Bugging. Bugging out. Wigging. Wigging out. Yeah, there's no need to get emotional or anything. You know? Homer is as Homer as. Homer does what Homer will do. Did you ever notice that about Homer? Homer didn't really give a shit what people left or right of him thought of him. Homer did what Homer wanted to do. Isn't that amazing? Everybody always thinks that Homer's the stupid one. But I think that Homer's a goddamn genius. And it might take a genius to recognize genius. Kind of like me, I just don't give a fuck how you're going to react to me. Isn't that wild? Learn that from Homer. Homer does what Homer will do. Matthew does what Matthew will do. Matthew says the darndest things, just like Homer. So weird. They always thought that Homer was the dumb one, just a stupid fucking drunk with a morbid obsession with toroidal spheres, donuts, tar spheres. Donut! And that's some funny shit. The human body has a tor sphere. Amazing. That's why the 6-foot social distancing guideline, they didn't want your energy field connecting to energy fields of others than yourself. Disconnect everybody, isolation, quarantine, medical martial law. COVID was propaganda to cause isolation, separation, depression occurred. How many people killed themselves because they couldn't deal with themselves? They couldn't deal with their own minds. How many men killed themselves during COVID because they couldn't provide for their children? Never realizing the whole thing was stacked against them. I didn't sell it to you. I gifted it to you. And what you do with what I gave you, well, that's fucking your goddamn fault. Isn't that funny? Lack of response is a response. Silence to a thing is consent to the thing that was said. Silence is a license. Figured that one out for myself. Look at all the interesting things I figured out myself. Now that's pretty fucking amazing. And they don't have anything to say about it because I figured it out myself. You have a hard time with recognizing personal labors. And that's a common word between men and women. Labor. Labor induces pain. You don't want to recognize my fucking pain. You sat silent to the kidnapping of my fucking son. That's not pain. Then you want me to get on with my fucking life and be happy about it? And you see this fucking scum and you say nothing about it? Supposed to be impressed with you? This ain't personal. It's just good business, right? Why tell a motherfucker what you're gonna do to them before you fucking do it? Just do it. I did. I don't give a shit about your reactions. Your fear, your entropy, your apathy, your fucking fault. Your silence is your excuse that's going to fucking save you. Figure that one the hell out. When did silence save you from fucking anything? Ask a rape victim. When did silence fucking save them? When did silence become a valid fucking excuse? For not knowing? Just be mute about it. Be mum. Don't say anything. Silence will save you. Wild, right? Remember, I am self-educated. I'm on the clock. TikTok. By the minute. By the hour. 2 hours on the clock now. How much money do you owe me for the 2 hours? Is that a fair way of looking at it? Your silence doesn't save my fucking son from goddamn nothing. TikTok. Are we having fun yet? What you want to do with any of this? Nothing? Act like you didn't see it? Pretend you didn't hear it? We went from see something, say something to don't ask nothing, don't tell nothing. Fucking amazing. Babe. Look at that. Tell me what you think. You can buy all of it. That's a lot.
No, okay.
Look at it. Look at it close.
I'm looking.
I've never seen a couple of those Wii's.
What is that?
All right, look at the black ones.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Wii that looks like that.
Mario.
Right,
Mario Wii.
right. Look up, and he's got a lot of accessories. He's got another guitar for the band parts. It has 2 guitars instead of 1. All right, we sell it as a bundle.
Looks unique.
I'm pretty, and it's got a game in there that's part of. It's got the Metallica for Wii. That's a rare game to find. He wants 500 for that whole pile. I counted. I think there's 9 Wii's in there.
Okay.
So if I buy that pile, John, essentially what it will essentially mean is I got 7 Wii's on hand. So I have 16 Wii units. A stack of race wheels, guns. My Wii video game count will jump to about 400 games. And my Xbox 360 counts about 200 games. PlayStation, I got 70 games. You see what I mean? It's a game store, man. I turn my cash into equity, sell the equity for cash. My game store is probably worth, if I sold out right now, I could probably get 20 grand for the games I got. But I sell the pieces, and then as I acquire the sales, I buy more bulk lots to grow my pile. There's probably $1,000 in equity there. I sell systems at $100, so you figure that's 9 units. It's 9 sales. Investing. So I've invested $500 into my store. Well, I'm already doing it, you know? I ain't waiting around. And as I buy inventory, I post the inventory, I sell it. I'm already doing it. Do. That's all I do is do. To do. I don't wait around for people to do things for me. If I did that, nothing would ever get done. I'd be like my mother, my father. If I was my father, I'd be working for someone else instead of myself. And I think that's the most important part you could take away from this is why are you working for someone else or waiting for someone else to fucking do a goddamn thing when I already did it? Do. I didn't waste my fucking time. Yeah? Right? Look right there, Anton LaVey. Right? That's Andrew Tate. Fuck that bitch. That's who you got to worry about right there. That's also Crowdy. That's Alistair Crowdy. It's Churchill. Churchill said the world would think kindly of me because I'm the one that's going to write the history books. Isn't that interesting? And I always thought that fucking Crowdy looked a lot like Trump. Fucking wild.
Recently, in response to what was perceived as the dubious content of an official briefing given by State Department spokesman Ned Price, Matt Lee of the Associated Press said, "This is like crisis actors, really.
This is like Alex Jones territory you're getting into now." From there, the exchanges between Lee and Price proceeded to degenerate into what can only be described as comic hilarity.
What Price wouldn't dare tell or admit to either Matt Lee or to the American general public, on pain of immediate dismissal from his cushy job and career-ending public disgrace, is that the execution of such psychological operations, postmodern reality simulation aka false flags or hoaxes, as they relate to establishing a reason to prosecute a war, is nothing new in the annals of American history.
Matt, to your question, is an action that Russia has already taken.
It's an action that you say that they have taken, but you have shown no evidence to confirm that. And I'm going to get to the next question here, which is, what is the evidence that they? I mean, this is like crisis actors, really. This is like Alex Jones territory you're getting into now. What evidence do you have to support the idea that there is some propaganda film in the making?
Matt, this is derived from information known to the U.S. government, intelligence information that we have declassified. I think you know.
Okay, well, where is it? Where is this information?
It is intelligence information that we have declassified.
Well, where is it? Where's the declassified information?
I just delivered it.
No, you made a series of allegations and statements.
Would you like us to print out the topper? Because you will see a transcript of this briefing that you can print out for yourself.
That's not evidence, Ned. That's you saying it. That's not evidence. I'm sorry.
Truth is, the sinking of the Maine in 1898 to begin the Spanish-American War, the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand which caused U.S. military intervention overseas in World War I, the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941 which precipitated the U.S.'s involvement in World War II, the Gulf of Tonkin incident in 1965 which escalated U.S. military incursions in Southeast Asia, and the controlled demolition of New York's Twin World Trade Centers and Building No. 7 on September 11, 2001 which led to the U.S. invasions of both Iraq and Afghanistan.
To name but just a few instances, all were deliberately staged psychological operations which were utilized as justifications for war. In addition to the fact State Department spokesman Ned Price was trained at Georgetown University, a Jesuit-founded military fortress, according to his official biography published at Wikipedia, Price has also worked at the CIA, yet another Jesuit-controlled arm of the international intelligence octopus. In essence, Price is merely the latest in a long line of Jesuit-trained prevaricators and spin masters employed by the U.S. corporate government in service to the interests of the Jesuit Superior General at the Vatican. Here's something else Ned Price is sure to never relate to the American public either. Russian Premier Vladimir Putin is a fabricated character scheme portrayed by an award-winning Hollywood actor.
I think we should say that those nominated for the best performance by an actor are
Marlon Brando in The Godfather,
Michael Caine in Sleuth,
Laurence Olivier in Sleuth,
Peter O'Toole in The Ruling Class,
Paul Winfield in Sounder. The winner is...
The purpose of U.S. government psychological operations.
Though to a majority of the American public, most of whom have yet to become initiated into entertaining such ideas, the very notion of false flags, aka psychological operations, postmodern reality simulation, mentioned during an official government briefing given by a State Department spokesman may seem conceptually radical or even absurd. Nevertheless, when considered in the grander context of geopolitics on the world stage, their predominance as a traditionally effective instrument of American foreign policy is not such an incredible or novel idea.
But to what end does the staging of psychological operations ultimately serve?
The U.S. corporate government, presented through varied formats beginning in the early 20th century such as newspapers, magazines, radio, and television, has harnessed the authoritative and influential power of the MSM and the Internet aka Jesuitical Ratio Studiorum, to execute psychological operations, to the effect of thoroughly manipulating and to even ultimately controlling public perception and consensus opinion which, within the last decade particularly, has quickly manifested into a virtual collective hive mind. Those working at the highest levels of the U.S. corporate government have always known, when the public can be steered towards supporting a war overseas against a perceived enemy, enemies which have always existed only as tools of government propaganda. Osama bin Laden aka Barack Obama, Jerry Seinfeld, existing as a prime example. They are acting in the interests of the international bankers of the Crown Temple in the City of London who own the US corporation, with the intent of influencing the thoughts and behaviors, hearts and minds, of its citizens.
Behaviors which will subsequently, unwittingly but perpetually drown them in financial debt. Having strategically used the concept of war to create a new order out of a state of chaos and while causing the people to desire security and safety from perceived enemies at the expense of personal liberties, government officials can always much more easily exert control over citizens, totalitarian control which they never hope to renounce or to ever relinquish.
Since the era of the 1930s, with the passage of UCC 2107, the War Powers Act, the U.S. corporation has been officially bankrupt, meaning, each human resource person or corporation has been bonded as collateral against the debt owed to the Federal Reserve, a private subsidiary of the Crown Temple aka 1 Square Mile in the City of London which, in turn, is connected to the Vatican Bank aka Holy See and to the SNB Swiss National Bank. With the current rate of US monetary inflation already mounting to unprecedented levels, the Crown Temple bankers remain all too well aware, in tandem with the political and financial chaos generated by the convoy protests taking place in Canada, staging a war between the US and Russia will effectively accelerate the financial decline of the West and relegate America to essentially permanent third world status.
Despite, for now, human resources have managed to retain their free will over how their commercial behaviors are directed, very soon, unless they collectively choose to withdraw their legal consent, this comfortable reality to which they've become accustomed will inevitably grind to a crashing halt.
Soon, within less than a decade, per the UN Sustainability Goals of Agenda 2030, with the global implementation of the graphene oxide blockchain cryptocurrency brain surveillance interface financial system based on body activity, human resources will find themselves no longer able to exercise autonomy or free will over how they choose to spend their finances.
To paraphrase the words of WEF chairman Klaus Schwab, aka King Harald V of Norway, everyone will own nothing while made to believe they are still happy, or else. How did this grim reality come to fruition? The answer, the Jesuits' Ratio Studiorum, aka the MSM, the Internet, and a phenomenon called sentient world simulation, aka postmodern reality simulation. Sentient world simulation. According to an article published at emerge.com, Sentient World Simulation is a program based out of Purdue University's Synthetic Environment for Analysis and Simulation Laboratory. Reportedly, SWS is a governmental unit of the NSA, National Security Agency, which gathers boundless amounts of information on Americans under the guise of fighting crime, by predicting criminal behavior before it is committed and to predict behavioral responses to propaganda and government-inflicted terror. The article at emerge.com goes on to detail, SWS relies on keeping tabs on citizens and gathering data by tracking phone calls, credit card receipts, social networks, GPS tracks, internet searches, Amazon purchases and EZ-Pass records. The program SWS reports emerge.com has amassed databases so profound they can now look so deep into a person's life they can predict their thoughts and future actions with relative certainty. The creation of AI-based programs such as SWS enables the MSM to accurately predict how a targeted population demographic is likely to react to the ongoing narrative of any particular news story, even before it is released for public consumption. In truth, as the article at emerge.com more than implies, similar AI systems, like those AI projects at Microsoft, for example, have been influencing the social and political behaviors of American society for longer than most would like to admit. Now, in the 21st century, and with the Obama administration's repeal of the Smith-Mundt Act, the role of AI systems in shaping the narratives of propaganda, psychological operations which are targeted at segments of the American population has grown to become quite standard. But what the article at emerge.com fails to report is that strict and routine applications of postmodern reality simulation, aka psychological operations, using AI programs such as the NSA's SWS are merely a modern-day manifestation of the Jesuit order's Ratio Studiorum, a fact State Department spokesman Ned Price, given he was trained at Jesuit-founded Georgetown University, would certainly well understand. According to Wikipedia, the Ratio ATQ Institutio Studiorum Societatis Jesu, the official plan for Jesuit education, often abbreviated as Ratio Studiorum, Latin, Plan of Studies, was a document that standardized the globally influential system of Jesuit education in 1599. It was a collection of regulations for school officials and teachers. Wikipedia goes on to add, the work was the product of many hands and wide experience, but it most directly derives from the efforts of an international team of academics of the Collegio Romano, the Jesuit school in Rome. Today, over 5 centuries later, the Jesuits' Ratio Studiorum has manifested into what has become more familiarly known as the Internet. In combination with the MSM and the ubiquity of digital social media platforms, the Society of Jesus is able to continually operate a full-spectrum dominance of triangular psychological warfare from their headquarters at the Vatican in Rome. With complete control over intelligence gathering, mass surveillance-oriented organizations such as CIA and NSA, with control over digital social media platforms and related social media influences through their hegemony over Silicon Valley, which is closely tied to Jesuit-founded Santa Clara University, as witnessed by the public's virtually uniform fearful reactions to COVID-19 pandemic propaganda. Over the last 2 years, the Ignatian Society of Jesus and its Superior General has been able to significantly widen the scope of their Ratio Studiorum into a system of triangular psychological warfare, consisting of the Internet, social media platforms, and the MSM, to bind an emotionally vulnerable and psychologically infantilized American public together into a virtual collective hive mind, one which is rendered reliant upon the US corporate government for not only crisis solutions, but for its financial sustenance and for its personal safety and security.
The holiday photo call. Every leader does one. No one else does them shirt off, fish in hand. Welcome to Vladimir Putin's summer break in Siberia. These state pictures designed to boost the president's popularity, the strongman image central to his sky-high ratings among Russian people. He found time for open water swimming in the freezing mountain lake, driving machines at speed, and spearfishing. A Kremlin spokesman quoted as saying, the president chased a particular pike for 2 hours before, of course, snaring it.
Vladimir Putin exists only on TV. For decades, US government propaganda has sold the idea to the American public that the US and Russia have existed as mortal enemies. In truth, both the US and Russia are merely corporate subsidiaries of a global corporation controlled by the Crown Temple in the City of London and the Vatican in Rome, which, in turn, is controlled by the military order of the Society of Jesus and its Superior General. Meanwhile, however, here's something else even more dramatic that the Jesuit-trained State Department spokesman Ned Price will certainly never dare reveal to either the AP's Matt Lee or to the American general public. Ear biometric, facial recognition, and extensive image comparison analyses confirms the current Russian premier, Vladimir Putin, is a fabricated character scheme portrayed by Hollywood actor Marlon Brando. Before being modified into Vladimir Putin earlier, during his career in Hollywood, Marlon Brando was modified into Hollywood actor Burt Reynolds. The fabricated character scheme known as Burt Reynolds, aka Marlon Brando, has also been modified, with generous latex stippling strategically applied to portions of the facial geometry to better conceal the identity of the host actor, live-action role player, into the popular television talk show host known as Dr. Phil McGraw. Turns out, further and extensive ear biometric, facial recognition, and image comparison analyses confirms Marlon Brando is hiding an even darker family secret. A close family relation of Brando's Hollywood actor Rod Steiger has been identified as the live-action role player who portrayed the fabricated character scheme known to world history as former Russian leader Mikhail Gorbachev.
Hey, so you want to know where to invest $1,000 right now? Well, forget about stocks, real estate, forget about cryptocurrency.
In tonight's Fact or Fiction, we're looking into a picture going around online this month. It claims to show a screenshot of a 2002 episode of The Simpsons that eerily mirrors real-life events. It shows Donald Trump touching a glowing orb with two Middle Eastern-looking men. Well, last month, President Trump did just that with the King of Saudi Arabia and the President of Egypt. So, did The Simpsons really predict the future?
The Simpsons is one of the most popular and controversial shows in the U.S. However, it has also gained a reputation for making future predictions with surgical precision. From the coronavirus pandemic to Snowden's classified national security files, they've made some pretty accurate predictions in the past. The Simpsons also have some scary predictions for 2024. We're talking about Trump's shocking return, virtual reality meals, and a potential takeover of the world by AI-powered robots. What other scary predictions did they make for this year, and when will they come to pass? We'll reveal all that, but before going into the future predictions, let's look at some terrific Simpson prophecies that have already come to pass. The Simpson prophecies. For over 3 decades, The Simpsons have entertained audiences with sharp wit, wacky storylines, and humor. Many may overlook the prophetic parts and accurate predictions that have left viewers scratching their heads over the years. For instance, there was an episode called Lisa's Wedding in 1995. Lisa was shown using a video phone booth to chat with her fiancé. Fast forward to 1997, the world witnessed the birth of the BlackBerry, a groundbreaking device that merged the phone and rudimentary internet. The Simpsons, however, took it a step further. In 2008, the episode Bart Gets an Elephant shows a character wearing a wristwatch that displayed video calls. This was years before the Apple Watch released its wearable tech. If you think that was merely a coincidence, the next one will shock you. Edward Snowden's revelations. In the 2000 episode Trippin' on Nuts, a character named NSA Guy steals classified information from the National Security Agency, NSA, and escapes to Cuba. This may seem like old spy movie stuff, except for a real-life shocker in 2013.
Yeah.
Edward Snowden, a former NSA contractor, leaked highly classified documents revealing the vast global surveillance programs of the NSA. The similarities include the Cuban connection. Did The Simpsons have a mole within the intelligence community? It is unlikely, but it has certainly sparked debate on the ability of the show to predict the future like no other. But that's not all, and the following 2 revelations are still the most shocking to date. Presidency of Donald Trump. A 1998 episode titled Bart to the Future shows Donald Trump as the 45th president of the United States. At the time, Trump was a reality TV star and businessman, far from the political sphere. The episode's writers later claimed it was a joke based on Trump's flamboyant personality. However, when Trump announced his candidacy in 2015 and subsequently won the election in 2016, The Simpsons' prediction became the talk of Hollywood. Whether it was a lucky guess or a random jab that accidentally hit the bullseye, the episode remains a mystery in American political history. The last one is a prediction of a subaquatic accident. In a 1994 episode, Marge Gets a Job, Homer is a safety inspector at a nuclear power plant. One scene shows a faulty submarine imploding due to a design flaw, with the crew trapped inside metal coffins. Tragically, in 2000, the Kursk, a Russian nuclear submarine, sank in the Barents Sea, killing all 118 crew members. The accident was later attributed to a faulty torpedo, and the submarine's design hampered the rescue attempt. These are just a few of Simpson's predictions that many believe to have come to pass. Whether it's just luck, pure coincidence, brilliant social commentary, or something mystical, one thing is sure. The Simpsons are leaving both entertained and a little worried about the future. Here is the exciting part of this story. Stay alert as we look at the shocking Simpson predictions for this year. Return of Donald Trump. The Simpsons predicted that Trump would win the 2024 election. On November 15, 2022, Trump announced his intention to run for president in 2024. Al Jean, a writer for The Simpsons, posted on X that the show had foreseen this in 2015. In an episode where the Simpsons family ventures into the future, Homer passes by a sign that reads, Trump 2024. The most shocking part is that this episode aired before Trump became president. The Simpsons had previously predicted Trump's presidency with a line predicting that the next president, after Trump, would inherit budget issues from him. The presidential election is primed to come up by November, and fans of the series are waiting for a chance to prove the accuracy of its predictions once again. If you are still in doubt, have you asked yourself how the producers even learned that Trump would ever contest and win in the first term? It is simply mysterious. The following prediction was merely far ahead of its time. It shows virtual reality food and gaming as far back as the 90s. Virtual reality food. The Simpsons predicted virtual reality food and gaming in 1998 in a Friends and Family episode. Simpsons show Homer and Marge eating virtual fudge through VR headsets. Interestingly, recent technological advancements have led to the creation of VR food by AOB Banquets RMX. This innovative technology allows people to eat different foods while using VR to alter their taste perception. This innovation promises to change the way we experience food. Imagine having computers and simulators help you regain your appetite and curate your food preferences. While Simpsons' predictions did not mention altering tastes, merging technology with sensory experiences is becoming a new reality. Scientists have also predicted this will radically reshape how we interact with food. That was only one of the things The Simpsons had for us regarding future technology. The next technological prediction is mind-blowing, even though the world is still at the crude stage of adopting this tech. The boom of artificial intelligence. Will robots take over our jobs? Although some have claimed that AI-powered robots are just there to support our work, experts have been worried about this for a while, saying that super smart machines could steal people's jobs in the coming years. But guess what? The Simpsons were way ahead of the curve. In a 2012 episode called Them Robot, Homer loses his job at the power plant because Mr. Burns replaces all the workers with robots. In the episode, Burns even says something funny. You will train them, and they will replace you. That's precisely how AI works. We train these super smart programs, and then, whoops, they might be doing our jobs better. Are you for or against AI? Please add your opinion on AI and employment in the comment section. Coming next are intelligent robots. Smart robots.
I want to pause it right there for a second to really emphasize on what he's just said right there, right? By 2030, most human labor positions will be obsolete. Cashiers will be self-checkout. So cashier jobs will be gone, right? Democrats think they're going to save the economy by going through the cashier line instead of self-checkout. Check yourself out. Then you look at stores like Apple, and their fucking stores like a big cantina, right? A big fucking vending machine that you can walk inside of. And you got to scan a fucking barcode before you go through the door. So whatever product you take out of the store, you are getting billed for it because there's a barcode and it gets scanned before it goes out the door. And the cool thing about these stores is they don't need any employees. They have a person that goes by once a week to stock the store. Loss prevention out the window. They don't need security. They don't need guards. They don't need any human labor. So human labor truly has become redundant. And because of COVID propaganda, cashless, anyone? How long before the dollar has the COVID? Right? How long before the dollar gets the COVID? And then it's running around and it's a great idea that we should vaccinate the dollar at the taxpayer's expense. What a great idea. Let's keep going. That's the level of intelligence that we're dealing with.
The Simpsons hinted at robots taking over more than just factory jobs. We already see robot servers in Japan, and self-driving cars might soon replace taxi drivers. Even creative fields could be affected. Artificial intelligence models based on super smart programs trained by humans are taking over the jobs of coders, financial advisors, and even graphic designers. The Simpsons might even predict a future where AI goes rogue in 2024. Sounds crazy, right? However, a Google engineer recently lost his job after claiming their AI had become too lifelike. We're getting closer to AI that can learn and maybe even feel emotions, just like humans. The line between fiction and reality might get even blurrier in the coming years. Do you remember the 1994 episode Itchy and Scratchy Land, where the Simpsons visited a theme park run by robots and something unbelievable happened? Those robots become super smart and rebel against their human creators. Back then, it was a funny cartoon. Today, with a respected AI researcher like Blake Lemoine fired for claiming Google's AI became too lifelike, it's a different story. We're getting closer to AI that can learn and maybe even feel emotions, just like humans. The line between fiction and reality might get even blurrier in the coming years, especially if AI decides humans are in its way, just like in Itchy and Scratchy Land. World War III, and the future might be scarier than we think. The show might have even predicted a full-blown war, with tensions rising all over the globe, from the Russia-Ukraine conflict to the Israel-Palestine war, not to mention the Taiwanese independence issues between the USA and China. Some experts, like former CIA
sneak peek. Amazing, right, Randy? And parents don't believe their children. Don't believe that part. Sick fuck, sycophant, motherfuckers. taking this up. Price tag. Fucking who the hell fuck now, eh? I'll move that ass. Reagan, right? Come on. Anybody going on the list? Years ago, Spanish flu. The Spanish flu, 100 years ago, 1920. Look at what people were doing then. Why? They're following them. Why? Right? Policy. Mask up. We were keeping mask everybody 100 years ago. So how are we evolving for the rest of doing the same thing we science is involved? We're repeating history. Oh, I like that. Thinking about that bookshelf. You like that one? Well, on the table. I think that one will fit more me. Take down the top of the shelf, put this one up, and then see where we're at after we sell this one. That one's a little bit weird. I don't want $50 for that. The other one looks a little bit. That one was really